Alright, here's video number 3 from just all the guitars. This one will have just the acoustic and the bass. Right now this is my Ibanez acoustic. I'm gonna be honest, I have no freaking clue what the model is or anything. Pretty standard Ibanez acoustic though. I think brand new, I think they're somewhere around like $400. I ended up getting a really good deal on it. I ended up going to this place where I go a few times a year, and a couple of them know me pretty well. And for some reason, the salesman just gave me like $150 off of it. So I was just like, all right, yeah, sure, I'll buy it. And I was gonna buy it anyway, so that was cool. This is the only. It's only the second acoustic guitar I've ever had. I did have an Ovation guitar, which really sounded nice, but playing it just hurt my hands so bad because it was just so hard to play such a guitar with just like, I don't even know what it was, but like playing it just hurt. And this one, it's definitely a little bit easier on the hands. Also, it's a little bit smaller than the Ovation was. If you've ever played an Ovation, some of them are really thin for a body, and some of them are just super thick. And the one I had was really big, so like, it wouldn't ever be this close to my body. It would be like this close because of how rounded the back was, and it was just a pain. But whenever I look for acoustics, I always like a brighter acoustic. I mean, sometimes you can get one that's a little more bassy, a little more rounded, I guess, a little muddier. But I don't know. I saw this one. It was cheap. It sounded good. So I mean, it's done everything that I've needed it to do. I mean, it's not something I play all the time. I mean, I screw around with it a lot, but it definitely sounds good for, especially for the price. I mean, it plays well for the price. So I would certainly recommend it for any beginner or even like an intermediate player, anything like that. That's pretty much all I really know to say about this. I mean, if you're curious about getting an acoustic, you know, I definitely recommend it. Like I said, so I don't know. I'll just play a little bit so you kind of get the idea. Couple things I forgot to mention. It does have a built-in tuner, which is really cool. It's got like a little EQ section to it. It's got like a volume tuner, bass, middle, treble, brilliance, phase, and notch. I'm not really sure what notch is. I think, but most of those really only change when you plug it into an amplifier, because it is an electric acoustic, so that's pretty cool. I've used it in a few videos, not too many though. Other than that, I mean, that's pretty much all I got. So if you got any questions on this guitar, feel free to ask. And looks like I'll go over to the bass now. So give me one sec. Alright, this is the only bass I own. I'm not like Kurt. For Kurt's covers, I don't have like 15 bass guitars. But I have owned one other bass guitar since I've started playing. It was a Fender Mexican Jazz. It was all black by the time it left me. I do have some videos of it with a black pickguard, a white pickguard, but anyway, I don't have that anymore. I kind of wanted a bass that was really nice quality, sounded really nice, but you know, at the same time, I didn't really need that other one anymore. And I've always wanted a Mark Hoppus bass, and for obvious reason. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. It plays really nice. I gotta be honest, I think I like Jazz Bass necks a little bit better. They're a little bit smaller, easier to play. But you know, it does sound really cool. It has a little bit too much pop for my tastes. I think I might like Jazz Bass sounds a little bit more, but I mean, the quality on this one is definitely a lot better than the bass that I had. And I mean, just as a collector too, I mean, I'm a player, but I'm also a collector, and it really is just a beautiful guitar. I mean, it's one of the newer ones, so you can actually see the wood grain through it. It has the reversed P-bass pickups, so instead of this one being on the top, it would be on the bottom, and that one would be up there. So it gives it a little bit different sound. From what all the specs say, it's supposed to give these two strings a little bit more fuller of a sound. I'm pretty sure that's what it said. And I mean, I've never played the original version of the Mark Hoppus bass, but I mean, they sound good to me. So I mean, I've never had any real problems with it at all. It's definitely a really nice bass. Other than that, I mean, I'm sure you've heard me play it a few times. I don't really do too many bass covers. I know a lot of people ask me to do bass covers, but I mean, guitar, like a six string, is really more my style anyway. I don't know, that's kind of the way I've always been. So I'm pretty much like the opposite of Kurt, where he does a lot of bass and some guitar, where I do a lot of guitar and some bass. So I mean, I don't know. So I'm just gonna fuck around with this a little bit. You kind of get the idea of what it sounds like, and like I've been saying this whole time, if you got any questions, definitely let me know, and I'll try to answer them as best as I can. Up on that. I know, you don't have to tell me. I definitely don't play too much bass, so I forget a lot of bass riffs, like blink riffs and stuff like that. I don't always remember them that well. I'm definitely not very good picking with my fingers. I mean, my problem with finger picking is just like it never sounds loud enough, and if I want to play something like Muse or something where he's always or almost always using his fingers, I mean, it just never sounds loud enough to me, and I always kind of like the sound that a pick gives compared to finger picking anyway. So that's it for the guitars. Only other video I really have to do will be the effect pedals, which I use sometimes. So that's pretty much it. If you have any questions on these, definitely feel free to ask. If you need any advice with buying gear or checking out certain gear, I've bought enough shit over the last 10 years, so you can definitely ask if you have any questions. So make sure you check out the other videos I posted. I should have by now posted videos of all the other guitars and the amps. So thanks for watching.